Okay, so for week 3 of fall anime, the shows continue. We got a new anime I really like this week. So the Apothecary Diaries, it kind of like aired a bit late, but we got 3 episodes at once. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Very strong main character. You want to root for her. Kind of like typical ancient Chinese concubine environment. Besides that, the Jujutsu Kaisen this week, it was like a 20-minute long fight episode, which is pretty insane. I really liked it. And all these other shows continue. A lot of cool fantasy shows. We gotta go back in time. Spy Family continues to be fun and wholesome. So yeah, let's start talking about the week. We'll start off with the Apothecary Diaries because it is a new anime. There's a lot to talk about since there's 3 episodes dropping so far. But basically, it's kind of like an ancient Chinese fantasy type of environment where there's like emperors and concubines. So our main character Maomao, she gets kidnapped and is forced to work as like a servant, which is kind of insane. So this is how it starts off. She's kind of like living with their parents, like making medicine, apothecary stuff. So yeah, she's really interested in it. She actually like tries to poison herself a lot. So there's like bruises on her arm from all these allergies and poison. So she actually has like a big poison immunity, and she's pretty smart at making medicine. So in this kind of like old-timey dated society, she's actually pretty smart. She can also read and write, which is like pretty huge. So yeah, everything's looking good for our main character. She's kind of like disinterested in things, just wants to work on her own stuff. She kind of like gathers some ingredients in the wild and gets kidnapped. It's these 3 dudes, and they randomly like just take her to be a servant now for 2 years. So she has to stay in this palace for 2 years. So this is basically the rare palace. It's kind of like a sex area where all the emperor's concubines live. So there's 2,000 women, 1,000 eunuchs, all these kind of hot waifu designs, big titties, colorful hair. So Maomao is just like living her life kind of low key. She spent 3 months here so far. So yeah, quick 3-month time skip. And she's just like lying low, figuring things out. And basically she gets paid a bit too. So like after 2 years, I guess she'll be free. She's not trying to break out or anything. But then one day there's like these 2 high ranking consorts. They both have kids from the emperor, and they're kind of like arguing with each other because they're both sick. All these emperor's babies get sick and die. So Maomao kind of figures out the reason. It's because the makeup they're putting on, like the white powder, it's kind of poisonous. It's made from like this poisonous flower. So yeah, easy solution, just don't use it. Thing is, she doesn't have a way to communicate it because she's like a low ranking servant. So she kind of writes a letter to one of the girls, and yeah, her baby is saved. Everyone's happy. So yeah, she did a good job. Thing is, like, the girl wants to know like who she is because she wrote it anonymously. So yeah, one of the eunuchs, he's like the best looking guy in the village. Everyone like loves him. He basically tracks her down because the paper she wrote it with was like their uniform, and she basically forces Maomao to explain herself, which Maomao does. So yeah, she's trying to like be reluctant. She's like, yeah, I saved your life, it's fine, like no worries, let me leave. Thing is, now she gets a promotion, so now she's the lady in waiting for Gyokuyo. So she's like the red-haired girl that Maomao saved, and her daughter. So yes, Maomao is moving up in the world, and she kind of has a special job where she's not a servant anymore, but she has to like test poisons. She has to test her food. She has to be very careful. Thing is, she's immune to poison, so this is no big deal, and she knows how a lot of poisons smell, so she doesn't even have to eat the food to sense it. And that next episode, they actually trust her to make her own drugs. Gets to do her own thing, and she's basically like Doctor Housing everything. So I guess I have a feeling that she's gonna solve a lot of mysteries. I'm really digging the vibe. Each of these episodes don't seem boring at all, just like spicing things up. A lot of these girls are going through something, and Maomao seems to like easily figure things out. So yeah, I like how smart she is. I like how they're depicting her as like very uncaring, just like wants to like live her life low key, doesn't want to die or get executed. But at the same time, she's like being involved in all these big things because she's so smart. So yeah, we'll see Maomao kind of cooking in this season probably. It's gonna be 24 episodes. So yeah, very solid so far. All right, so for Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, episode 13. Yes, this episode was insane. New animation style. I know people complaining, but you can't really complain about this 20-minute long fight. This whole episode was just between Yuji and Choso. It was kind of insane. So yeah, they're just like scrapping. We see Inumaki kind of like stunning all the cursed spirits on the outside on the street. But then yeah, as Yuji kind of goes downstairs to the train station to rescue Gojo, he sees Choso just waiting for him, and he's like, I'm gonna get revenge for my brother. So yeah, Choso, he has like a blood technique, so basically anything. We saw like Kamo do it in season 1. He can shoot blood out, he can compress it, he can explode it. He can do a lot with it. So yeah, Yuji has to kind of fight another special grade. But it's kind of hard because Yuji in this anime, he doesn't really have a bag of tricks. This man is literally just like brute forcing, like punching, kicking. Maybe he has like a lucky black flash. Maybe he can do the divergent fist, which like kind of confuses people sometimes. But besides that, he's just like a brawler, but it's kind of predictable, and it's hard to go against other guys like Choso, who can just do so much with their blood. So yeah, it's kind of like an uphill battle for Yuji, but he's still taking it in stride. So when they first face off, Choso instantly shoots piercing blood, where he just like compresses the blood together, and it kind of cuts Yuji's arm. There's like an entire hole on his left arm as he tries to block it. And the initial speed of the blood is literally like at the speed of sound. So you kind of have to like be lucky to try to dodge it, or you have to like just move around and have him miss. So yeah, Choso doing a lot. Yuji's kind of like being tough, getting in Choso's face, so he can't really shoot anything at Yuji. Yuji realizes that he can't let the blood converge, so he's just trying to like block Choso's arm from like collecting all the blood. It's kind of insane. They're just like rolling around, punching, brawling. I really love this. I think a lot of people love this fight because, you know, in Shonen, people are just shooting magic powers, magic fancy beams. But when you see people just like brawling, punching, kicking, just like straight up just martial arts, it's kind of different and it just feels so good when it's animated so well. So yeah, this new animation style, I know like there's some complaints. Basically, yeah, this entire season is a bit rushed. Basically, after punching Choso a few times, Choso just like counters him. Yuji gets stabbed in the foot, gets hit by Supernova, which is kind of like a blood shotgun blast. But then Yuji kind of like kicks him back anyway, but then Choso makes some distance, shoots Yuji with another piercing blood, and basically Yuji kind of like gets a hint from Mekamaru. Mekamaru wakes up and he's like, okay man, blood is weak to water, so why not fight in the bathroom? And I love this episode because it was just split up into phases. When phase 1 is done, they're fighting in the train station. Phase 2, the bathroom brawl. So Mekamaru kind of baits Choso to go in the bathroom. He starts talking shit about his brothers. And then yeah, Choso's angry. He goes in, even though it's an obvious trap. And yeah, the water kind of dissolves Choso's blood power. So Choso is doing red scale stack, which is basically like just strengthening the blood inside of his body. So now he's like super durable, but Yuji still punches him a lot. They're just like launching each other, throwing things at each other. Yuji kicking him through the toilet doors. Like, I loved it so much. It was literally insane. But then after that, Choso, he kind of has blood asteroid, where he kind of compresses blood in a fist and kind of shoots it out, so it's like immune to the water. And that hits Yuji's liver, which is kind of insane. So now Yuji, it looks like he's about to die because he got hit in a vital spot. But he kind of strengthens his cursed energy to like his final form. So phase 3 Yuji, like, this fight is so intense, and even though Yuji's like clearly outmatched, he's still not going down. So he's basically just like still brawling with Choso, punching him, throwing him around. And then when he has like his like secret move where he kind of makes a fake hit and then hits him with his left hand, Choso kind of strengthens his ribs so Yuji doesn't really damage him. And then Choso kind of like slashes Yuji's arm off and like cuts the skin off his arm and then like punches him through the wall. So now Yuji, he did lose the fight. So yeah, Choso is about to kill him. Yuji, he got pierced in the liver, a lot of blood loss. Choso, he gets like a vision. Yuji is his brother. Like, Choso gets mind broken. He has like a memory of like him and his two brothers and Yuji just like eating at a picnic together. Kind of funny. It was done in a CRT like TV style. Very good suspenseful cliffhanger to the fight. We see there's like a bit of narration in this episode that kind of like takes the mood off on some of these fights, but besides that, you know, anime's good. Can't wait for next episode. Like, you can feel the pacing go really fast as each episode's like covering like a big fight, seeing more characters. Also, after that, let's talk about Frieren episode 7. God damn, this anime is insanely good. I love it. Just like the story feels so unique. So yeah, this one, Frieren, Fern, and Sturk, they're like traveling, going up north. We see Frieren kind of remembering some stuff on our old journey about grimoires and Flamme. She's like kind of like a legend. She's basically the creator of magic for humans, but like all these tomes that are attributed to her, they're kind of like fake copies. And Frieren was like, yeah, Flamme is my teacher. I knew her. They also talk about how Frieren has never seen like that many elves before. So yeah, I was wondering like if elves live for a long ass time, they surely have like a growing population, but they're actually dying out because elves aren't really interested in family, I guess, which does explain a lot. She just lives too long, and I guess settling down, having a family, kind of like a foreign concept to elves. Maybe Frieren will find a significant other as the season continues. We also see that Frieren remembers that Himmel made a lot of statues of himself, and Frieren thought it was a bit silly because, you know, like, who cares about statues? And we see Himmel kind of explain to Frieren, these statues are actually my gift to you, because after we all die, like, these statues will make you remember us. So yeah, I guess that's cool. It makes them like not fairy tales, like Flamme. So I guess they tied that together very well. But then Frieren was like, okay, maybe after 100 years people will still remember, but what if it's like 1,000 years later? Then it's totally a different story. So that kind of like makes Frieren a bit sad. Besides that, we see actual demons in this episode. So it was kind of very sad because Frieren instantly, like when she enters the new village, she sees the demons kind of like talking like peace negotiations with the leaders of the village. And that's not something you should do. Don't attack the peacekeepers. So Frieren instantly gets arrested as she like kind of raises her staff at the demons. And then yeah, we realize, okay, yeah, demons, they want peace, like no more. So then Frieren says, that is wrong. So she explains like what demons are with the story of her past. So basically demons, they eat humans, so they're naturally like their enemy, but they don't need to eat humans. They could eat like normal food and live. So then in one of the villages, they see the demon ate the daughter of one of the families. She's like this little girl demon. And while they're about to execute her, like, the village chief is like, no, like, because she's, like, begging for her mom and stuff. So he actually adopts the demon little girl, and they're just, like, living in this village. It's, like, pretty happy. We see the demon, she's, like, a bit, like, sad, I guess, because, like, her mom died or whatever. And now she's just like living in a village that kind of hates her. But overall, it's kind of like cheerful. She's like having fun with the daughter. And after some time passes again, the demon kills the father, burns down their house, kidnaps the daughter, and offers the daughter to the other family whose daughter she ate earlier. So we're like, how? How did this escalate? What happened? So Frieren explains that these demons, they basically copy human speech, but they don't like live like humans. They're basically just like trying to survive, so they use anything they can, basically preying on human emotion so they won't get killed. Demons are actually like fucked up. They don't really care about anything but survival. They don't care about families or anything. And they just like live in solitary and fight against humans. So yeah, Frieren says all demons are like that. Even the ones that are like trying to like go for peace in this town. So that's why Frieren tried to attack them, because she knows that this is a whole lie. And we see behind the scenes that demons are plotting their shit. They're kind of sympathizing with the leaders of the village, so the leaders will like kind of lower their guard down, and then the demons can finally invade. So as they do that, one of the other demons, he kind of visits Frieren when she's in jail, because he's like, all right, we can't let you live because you know what our true purpose is. So I'm gonna kill you. He's like this dude with like a wire power. He kind of beheads one of the guards and he enters Frieren's cell. And that's when Frieren is like, bro, I'm literally stronger than your boss. This is kind of insane because little bro thought he could kill Frieren. So I guess next episode we'll see Frieren kind of massacre all these demons. Like, she's lived a long time. She probably knows like a shit ton of spells. So even though she doesn't have her staff, she can probably like dispatch these demons so easily. And yeah, we see like their leader is Aura, who's kind of like this purple-haired lolly demon. So yeah, I guess she's like the final boss of this arc. We'll see. I really love the fantasy depiction in this anime. It's very unique, showing demons as this like kind of autistic, not really understanding human emotion, and just like doing things just to survive. Okay, so for Dr.Stone New World, Part 2, Episode 2. Love this episode again. Like, this anime is very nice. It was a bit predictable, like I knew it was gonna happen, but goddamn, the music was good, science was nice, showing emotional parts. Like, it was all very well done. So yeah, here we kind of see like what the stun, the green beam really is. Kind of like this mechanical circuit thing. First off, we see Taiju just like rescuing all the stone statues of the crewmates. He's literally swimming, doing like laps, diving under the ocean to rescue all these rock pieces. My man's endurance is insane. So Senku's plan is to build a drone. I guess you can steal like the green paralyzing beam because it's getting shot in the air. I think that's their plan. Probably kind of hard, because how do you control a drone accurately like that? So yeah, they have to make a lot of like prototype models, Senku using like kind of plastic feathers. They got ball bearings for like the spinning things, and they're basically just like working on building stuff and rescuing people, because the more people they have, the easier it is to fight against the enemies. You see Kohaku, she's fighting one of the strong tough guys. He has a spear. They're kind of in trouble. We also see Ginro, so he's getting called up to go into like the village chief's like sex area, and he sees that the village chief is a stone statue. He kind of stuns the other creepy guy with the big claws and mustache, and yeah, he tries to run away, warn Kohaku. Problem is, Ginro gets stabbed in the back. This dude's internal organs are pierced, he's bleeding out. My man is about to die. Basically, she's about to announce to the whole village that the chief is like a stone statue, he's not real, and his whole village is kind of a sham. But then, yeah, before she could do that, they kind of stun her with the green paralyzing beam and turn her and Ginro into stone. So this was all part of her plan, because like, if Ginro's turned into stone, they can just revive him later. The problem is Kohaku is also turned into stone. So our strongest fighter is now gone. So yeah, it was a bit sad seeing both of them turn to stone. But yeah, this episode was nice. I like how it was predictable, like nothing too serious. But also things are being rushed right now because the enemies found them out. Alright, and now for Spy Family Season 2, Episode 3. Another solid episode. I kind of like this one. So we see Yuri. It's a bit of a Yuri storyline right here. So him living his daily life. And then now he has like a mission to hunt down this dude who's spreading like propaganda news articles to the West. So basically Yuri kind of stalks him, tracks his phone, listens into his conversation, and basically after a couple days he realizes that this dude, he's taking pictures of people on the street, he's like writing fake articles, and since he works for the post office, he's mailing them himself to the West. So yeah, after like kind of getting him on mail fraud, they come to his house, and then like he kind of apologizes to his dad because he's gonna be arrested. And then yeah, that's it for him. We see Yuri feels a bit bad about doing his job because he is a bit ruthless, but he does have a heart. He kind of feels bad like breaking them up. So then after work he visits Yor, and then Anya kind of consoles him because she can read his mind. So yeah, he's been through a lot. Also after that, next part of the episode was kind of funny because we see a Bondman in an episode of Bondman where he just like diffuses every situation by having sex with the villain. So he's just like seducing all these girls, adding them to his harem, and I guess that's how Bondman rolls. But yeah, at the end of the episode, they all kind of like beat up Bondman because he's just like cheating on everyone. Okay, so for the Eminence in Shadow Season 2, Episode 3. Wow, this episode was kind of crazy. It was just like a banger fight. Like, Shadow being overpowered, of course, but like the way they framed it was very funny because yeah, like the vampire queen, she kind of woke up. So Shadow just left because he thought she was just like gone missing. And he went to like, get more money or whatever. But then the queen had low blood pressure, so like her wake up took a bit longer than expected. So yeah, Shadow could have killed the vampire queen, but he left, and now all the other girls from Shadow Garden are kind of fighting her off, as well as his sister who gets like stabbed in the midsection. And then yeah, we see Beta there, the white-haired girl. She's trying to fight him off, but she realizes that Shadow has a plan. He's coming through. So yeah, as they all try to like take on Queen Elizabeth, rescue the sister. We see the sister Claire. She has someone possessing her as well. She's also trying to fight the vampire. She's actually trying to go atomic, but then her body isn't like strong enough to handle it. But then yeah, after that, Shadow comes through, instantly kind of like flies through the air, takes on the vampire, and then he has to take her on very quickly. Not to save the people of Shadow Garden, of course. No, his money, his gold coins are flying in the air. He has to rescue them. And he basically does recovery atomic. So it kind of like cleanses Elizabeth, stops her from being evil, and it cures all the other ghouls and vampires from like attacking each other. So I guess that was all good. Like Shadow just like saving the day. It was kind of like very well done, but also it's like nothing we haven't seen before. Like, yeah, we get it. Shadow, he can do whatever he wants. I guess it was interesting seeing the sister like in her dream world. She was like into school. So yeah, that was like a bit weird. But yeah, Shadow being overpowered and not really understanding the consequences, thinking everyone here is acting. He actually thinks his sister, because his sister like has the possessed blood, and she's like wearing bandages around her arm. So Shadow thinks she's just like a chuny. So yeah, Shadow just not taking anything seriously. The anime is a bit lighthearted, but a bit serious at the same time. So we kind of ended this arc at the underground Black Market City. Shadow, he has infinite money now because he can just like rob people in the city so easily. And yeah, that's it for this episode. Kind of crazy. My man goes recovery atomic. All right, now for Shy episode 3. Very cute episode. I love Shy. The villains are a bit whatever. They're not too threatening. The power levels have not increased that much. But yeah, we see like the villains are corrupting people's hearts. Shy, like with the power of kindness, understanding the people, she can cure the people, and she can also like recover this like curse ring. So basically, Shy's hanging out with Koishikawa-san, who like her leg actually healed up because after she was possessed, I guess her body was cured. We see Koishikawa, she's like very outgoing and happy. And then since she also knows Shy's identity, they're all like pretty close together. And then now like some serious shit is happening because they're being summoned onto like the Justice League space station, and now we see another hero called Stardust. He's kind of like a legendary old-timey hero. He's like a bit ruthless, but he's also like very kind-hearted. And then now he kind of fights Shy because Shy's gonna face more villains like the one she faced before that can like corrupt people's hearts. So if she's not strong enough, Shy will die. So now this dude's kind of like testing Shy. Stardust is basically telling Shy, if you lose to me, you're gonna quit being a hero. And Shy can't do that, but it looks like this dude Stardust is way too overpowered and experienced. So I don't know how Shy's gonna win. Maybe through the power of friendship. Maybe she has like some magic hiding in her heart. But it's gonna be kind of crazy. I don't want to see Stardust destroy my girl Shy. But yeah, kind of excited for next episode. Alright, now for Tokyo Revengers Season 3, Episode 3. Have like a dumb episode. Didn't really like it that much. But yeah, very quickly, Takemichi comes back into the present time. He's crying because he can't go into the future anymore. He grabs Naoto's hand in the past, and then yeah, you can't just go back. So I thought this was very dumb because it's obvious you can't go back. You died. Like, why even risk this? Because now you're just might go back to your dead body. But no, like, the time travel doesn't work at all. So I guess that was fine. But Takemichi just crying, just being stupid. Hinata comes behind him and actually consoles him, which is nice. And then, yeah, I mean, he's a bit annoying. Like, I know, like, little bro got shot and everything, but, like, come on. He's, like, crying. He wants to give up, but then Hinata kind of, like, listens, and she actually, like, hears that he's from the future. She kind of supports him, and then he's like, okay, I can never give up. But you seem to be giving up a lot. But yeah, anyway, we learn a lot. We basically learned that Mikey and Izana, they're half brothers. That's kind of unexpected. I'm like, okay, bro, everyone's related to each other now. So, and he's kind of jealous because, Mikey's older brother that died, it was actually like the gang leader of the Tenjiku gang, and then he actually left the gang for Mikey, but then Mikey built his own gang. And then Izana, he kind of like feels that he's been like neglected, so he basically just wants like a family, and I think his goal is to get revenge on Mikey because he stole the brother. So I guess that was funny. But yeah, we do get a lot of good lore. I guess like we can just solve this family issue pretty easily, I guess. Maybe just talk it out. But yeah, more fights are happening. Takemichi gets punched by his own gang. So this guy, I think his name is Mucho, he punches Takemichi in the face. So then he kind of kidnaps Takemichi, and then we see he's like in this warehouse with some other Black Dragon members. But yeah, anime does continue, stories, whatever. Takemichi just like, being sad, crying, getting punched in the face. What else is new? So yeah, Tokyo Revengers does continue. Also after that, we got Ragna Crimson. Ragna and Crimson are working together to kill this wind dragon. Crimson's actually like cooking because I thought she was, very brutal, about to like not care about the humans, but she actually like makes sure no one dies in this fight with Tempest Cell. So I really like that. Basically, they're kind of like driving their car, and then his magic tornado is like chasing after them. Crimson kind of baited him, and he's just like so mad. And he's just like so mad that he's just like chasing after them, even though they're like luring him to the sun. Her whole car, all these soldiers inside the car have guns on them with like ice powers, the Silverine arts. So basically they kind of freeze Tempest Cell's tornado, and they have even stronger bullets that kind of like suck the magic out of him. So we learned that like Silverine, they don't like freeze the dragons, they freeze the magic inside of the dragons. So basically his powers like greatly shifted, and he can no longer control the tornado anymore. And he kind of like crashes into a bridge where Ragna's like standing on, and his tornado just like breaks. He kind of falls down, he gets stabbed, and they beat him. They kind of like melt his ass into sunlight. Crimson kind of hits him with the car as he's trying to like get up, and it's over. They kind of like cut his head off too. So yeah, this fight was nice, you know, we just beat a dragon. It felt so well deserved, like our gang is strong. So yeah, Crimson did a good job saving the villagers, helping them be stronger. And now I guess they can fight dragons themselves. Probably not though, because even though they have the guns, they might run out of ammo. They don't have Ragna's Silverine arts to kind of like help them out. Also after that, we see another dragon. So she kind of like drops into like the royal capital, and she's like the angel dragon. She's kind of like this cute young girl, and she seems like very nice. She has angel wings, kind of cute white hair, and she's like talking very sweetly. But she is the first seat. Her name is Ultimatia. She's actually kind of creepy with how nice she's being. So basically she kind of tells the king sorry for like them attacking these outer villages. They didn't mean it, and they don't want people to feel pain. So what she really means is that yeah, she wants to just like one-shot people, murder them, but yeah, she doesn't want to make them suffer. So she kind of tells the king, bring all the citizens to the capital, and then we can one-shot the capital, kill them painlessly. So basically Ultimatia is so creepy but also so nice. I don't like it at all. It would kind of remind me of Frieren, of how the demons are basically like kind of cold and sadistic. Like they don't understand like humans. They just live by a different set of rules. But basically Ragna and Crimson, they realize like what is happening. They hear on the radio that everyone's being called into royal capital, so they make their way back there as well. So I guess next episode we're gonna see Ragna versus Ultimatia. It's probably gonna be pretty rough because like a lot of people are like in the capital, so there's gonna be casualties, I'm assuming. But yeah, hopefully Ragna and Crimson can take care of these dragons. I love this duo so far. All right, so for Shield Hero season 3 episode 3, I thought this episode was very ass, felt like a filler episode. It's one of the worst types of like Shield Hero stories where like stuff is like too convenient. Naofumi just being like the generic good guy, like I didn't like it at all. So basically Naofumi here, he bought up all the slaves from the village. He sees there's like this little tiger kid with like her little sister, and then he kind of like cures the little sister, and then the tiger kid is kind of indebted to him. So yeah, everything's going well so far, but then after like a little bit of time passes, we see their village is under attack by like these comically evil guys that want to like kidnap these guys and like sell them as slaves. So I'm like, bro, why doesn't your village have any security? Why are there so many plot holes? Now if it becomes at the exact right time to like save them, Raftalia kind of dispatches the leader, but she doesn't kill him because, of course, you cannot kill the leader. You can kill all the other henchmen, but not the leader. And their solution is to kind of like sell them off as slaves. Everything here was just so dumb. Like, why did this happen? Rather prefer this episode if it was just like wholesome adventures with Naofumi and his like new slave village. But yeah, I guess the story goes on. Stuff is happening. We learn a bit more about the staff hero, where like his daughter actually got kidnapped or something. Also, the spear hero has been found. So I guess like yeah, all the cardinal heroes were missing. They found a spear hero, most useless dude, but yeah, I guess they'll do something. All right, now for Tearmoon Empire episode 3, very cute episode, loved it. I love how like Mia's just like making so many friends. So here it's kind of like the typical, she goes to like the royal academy, she instantly befriends the prince, the other girl, like the commoner girl, and then another prince. She's just forming her harem. It's so easy, like goddamn. So yeah, she's kind of like scared of them. She wants to avoid them, but they keep like following her now, and they want to be friends with her. So it's kind of funny seeing Mia's misunderstanding because she has PTSD from her past life. But now since she's changed, she's really nice. All these characters just want to get to know her. So yeah, there's like this dance coming up, and then just the prince asked her, but then this other prince, she kind of rescued him. So yeah, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen. But it seems like everything's working out for Mia, and hopefully she can avoid the guillotine as the anime continues. Okay, so for Goblin Slayer season 2, a solid episode. This was kind of like a laid-back training episode, which I like. The new kind of rookie adventurers that are basically kind of training. They have to, you know, kill a lot of monsters, starting off with rats, going with goblins and dragons. So yeah, they're on the training ground. We see the little red-haired mage boy is also kind of like working with the Goblin Slayer. So yeah, there's like doing things, running around, sword fighting. It's all like very nice. I like the world building here. So yeah, all these characters are kind of getting to know each other, relaxing, training, eating. It's all good. We also see the priestess. So she wants to form her own party. She's like being carried by the Goblin Slayer all the time. So she asked one of the kind of new elf girls to join her. So I guess that was cool. And then after that, we see Goblin Slayer kind of hanging out with like the boys because I guess they kill a lot of things. They don't have time to talk about their feelings. Goblin Slayer talking about like how he actually wanted to be an adventurer, he wanted to be a hero, he wanted to save people. But now I guess his life turned like a bit tragic. We see one of the dwarves, he tells the red-haired mage boy to like learn more magic, and then he can kind of use his environment to also help him out. So these are all kind of like good techniques to help them like get stronger. Also after that, we see goblins might be invading the village at the end of this episode. They built like this underground cave. Goblin Slayer hears them screaming, so yeah, I guess more goblin fighting is gonna happen. Hopefully not a lot of people get hurt, but yeah, we see like these goblins are savages. Also after that, we got Arknights Perish in Frost episode 3. I love this episode again. It was a bit laid back. It wasn't like more action focused like last episode where Frost Nova like shooting stuff. But yeah, basically Lungmen is under attack by Tallulah. So yeah, Chen and Hoshiguma kind of like come back, try to like help people out. But then Chen gets sniped in the head. So she takes this bullet, I think it was from Faust, and then basically Swire kind of helps her out. Chen is tough, so she does survive, but she's basically taken into Rhodes Island ship for like healing. After that, we see like Chen kind of regrets like leaving Ami and the doctor behind, since she had to kind of do her own thing in Lungmen. So yeah, her and Hoshiguma are together this episode. They're kind of taking back like target spots in Lungmen, try to like kill all the reunion members. There's also this dude called Fall, who was part of like Hoshiguma's old gang. So this was good like character moments, like hearing Hoshiguma's past, how she was like this tough like boss, and now like they're part of the cops, like she was like an informant for Chen, and it's all sad because like he died. But basically they know what reunion's targets are. So basically Chen and Hoshi fight off the reunion. They kind of like fight him off into small, but then this like kind of explosion like blows up the mall. So Hoshi with her shield blocks Chen from the rubble, kind of pulls it up, but she gets injured herself. And then yeah, it's up to Chen and everyone else to rescue the LGD, fight off the reunion. So yeah, a lot of good like character moments in this episode. It was a bit weirdly paced because it felt a bit too chill when the reunion are literally attacking your city. It seemed a bit too laid back, but yeah, I don't mind it too much. I love this episode. Alright, enough for our dating story, episode 3. It's a cute episode, but yes, very unrealistic. Our girl Runa, she's not real, bro. I just want her to be real so bad, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. So what happens, she goes on a date with Ryoto. It's like her birthday coming up, and yeah, I guess Ryoto is planning like this whole thing for her, which is very nice. I like the kind of initiative by Ryoto. We see one of Runa's friends kind of tell Ryoto about the birthday, how she likes bubble tea, so he kind of like does like this bubble tea date. So she loves the date so much, she actually offers to pay half of like their bill. So yes, perfect girl right here. She accepts your presents, she loves your like kind of like cheesy dates. She'll pay half, just like making every positive quality available and like giving it on Runa. After that, we see Kurose. She's kind of like the childhood friend girl that rejected Ryuto. So she's actually like in love with him now. Like, okay, who asked? But yeah, she actually has like a shitty personality. She wants Ryuto for herself. She actually like spreads rumors about Runa, and then she doesn't even know they're dating. So yeah, Ryuto gets like so mad and defensive. This is very awkward for me, but he kind of yells out, "I'm dating her, don't talk shit about her," in front of the classroom. So everyone kind of knows now the relationship is public. I guess this is like a character growing moment for Yuto, but it was still very cringe. Anyway, yeah, the anime does continue. Alright, and now for Undead Unluck episode 3. I'm really loving this anime, just like going through a lot of like cool different places. Like the environment's insane, these characters are so crazy. And yeah, like right now our destination is Russia. We go on Andy's boat, but they're getting shot down. And we see who the next Union member they gotta fight is. It's like this pink-haired girl. And then she has like kind of barrier powers, so she can like kind of walk on barriers, generate barriers anywhere. And she's the one that actually captured Andy originally, so she's nothing to fuck around with. We see Fuka kind of like exploring Russia, but she's like a bit too scared to like get close to anybody. But she sees like this girl painting on the beach. Fuka kind of becomes friends with her, and then yeah, they paint together. They kind of paint the night sky, which is very cute. Although one thing that was kind of interesting in this anime, stars do not exist. Isn't that crazy? Like, what are they trying to imply? Like, this is a whole nother universe? Is this like the whole like kind of distant future? Who knows? But yeah, after that we see like the girl that was painting, she's actually the villain. So yeah, she's one of the members of like the round table. So yeah, a lot of funny moments in this episode. This anime is definitely very unique, and we're probably gonna get more action next week as well. Alright, and now for the 100 girlfriends that really love you, episode 3. Yes, it's a mouthful, but really loving this anime. So cute. You know, it is degenerate harem shit, but some of the episodes, like this one, like they told a good story for no reason. They didn't have to go that hard. So yeah, we meet the other girl in the library now, the short girl. So third girl kind of added to the harem, but it takes like a bit of time because we learn like her backstory and everything. So yeah, her name is Shizuka. She's like this quiet girl. She doesn't really talk, like, similar to like Komi-san, for example. And then yeah, she like always talks with her book. So she kind of points to the words and has Rentaro read it. And then a lot of people find it weird. Her mom like bullies and harasses her. So Shizuka doesn't really have anywhere to belong. But once she meets Rentaro in the library, the soulmate has been found. So they both immediately kind of blush when they see each other. And then Rentaro starts talking to her. They don't really like establish a friendship yet, but they get to talking later. And then like she recommends books to him. And then Rentaro's kind of cooking up something. So after some time passes, we realize that Rentaro, he has this app that like kind of talks for you. So as long as you press the words like she does in her book, then she can like communicate with other people easily. So yeah, I guess my man is using the 21st century artificial intelligence to kind of like help him. I can't think of any other harem character using technology to his advantage like this. So yeah, points for Rentaro. And then yeah, Shizuka, she sees that Rentaro does have 2 girlfriends, but even then he's like, I'll dedicate myself to you, I'll love you. And yeah, I guess she gets added to the harem. Very cute. Both the other girls are a bit jealous, but they kind of like forgive him anyway because yeah, that's how the plot moves on. So yeah, we have 3 girls added to the harem. 97 girls left remaining, so we still have a big journey. But I love the kind of like emotional feels in this episode. And now we got Shangri-La Frontier episode 4. This anime is very fun. I love watching it. It's just like the world is so in depth. Basically, it's not even like an isekai or like a VR MMO. It's just like a video game. Like my dude just like playing games and they're just like explaining the game, all these mechanics so like deeply. It's kind of like crazy. So yeah, he's kind of like figuring out how he like entered the rabbit palace last time because the one seemed to have like gone there. So he had to have like a specific condition where he kills like a stronger enemy with like the rabbit knives. So yeah, he gets like a special quest and then he has like an item that gives him half XP, but in exchange he has like double the skill points. So it kind of like pays for itself, I guess. And yeah, I guess it's cool seeing like Sunraku like exploring the world, being unique, but not like really overpowered, just like doing his own thing. He's kind of like going with this like bunny familiar, trying to like kill more bosses. We also see him kind of like transition to like a shitty game because he's known for playing shitty games. So he goes, kind of plays like this glitchy ass fighting game. But yeah, anyway, Sunraku doing his thing. We see the girl, she has trouble tracking him still. So yeah, she keeps trying to like grind, play the game, trying to track down Sunraku. So it's really funny. Hopefully they'll reunite soon. But we also see some other people, maybe like some other girls are interested in Sunraku as well. And that is it for the animes this week. Thank you for watching. A lot of cute moments, a lot of like good fantasy, solid episodes, and a lot of cool action scenes as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.